So we're doing a bit of a celebration of Welshness in honour of the rugby players. Who fantastic job. Of course, it was all down to Courtney Laws messing up in the England match. Had he not messed up, it could have all been different. But let's not get into that because I've got the wrong kind of company in the studio to be trying to correct rugby scores. Let's stick with Wales. And there's a little town, little village. I think it's possibly a village. It may be a town. I don't know. I've been there a couple of times for some lovely visits, called Merthyr Tydfil. Take a look at that. Look. Yeah, we're playing the Russian music with it because we like Russian music. There he is, Howard Winston. Some say one of the greatest British boxers, let alone the greatest Welsh boxer, going into a bar, a Lonsdale. It's probably an old-fashioned milk bar. That old-fashioned milk bar. Look at that. Oh. See, I love boxing. I love boxing films like that because they're just so different. There's such a window on something different. You know, we've all seen guys train. I want to see guys outside their surrounds. Anyway, on Saturday night, Big Bill in Sheffield, 10,000 people watching. Absolutely brilliant. It was a terrific night. Kell Brook beat Matthew Hatton. That was a lot of fun in many ways. Now, down on the undercard, there was a European middleweight title fight between the unbeaten Polish fighter, I think Grzegorz Proksa, who's unbeaten in about 24, 25 or 26, ranked about number 4 or 5, and he was in, well, they'd found him somebody from Merthyr Tydfil called Kerry Hope. Wasn't a lot of chance, but look, listen, Hope was going to get a few quid. Didn't work out that way. I'm delighted to say, and I'm also delighted to welcome to the show Kerry. Kerry, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Kerry, is that a fair assessment, mate, that you were in there? I mean, you know, you were the massive underdog. I know you may not have been thinking that way, but is that a fair assessment of what went on?
Yes, correct. You know, I think I was just drafted in to be an easy defence for Proksa. But I said from the start, you know, I believe in myself. You got clever there yourself, and he knows that I will give everything in the ring, and I know I knew I could pull it off.
Are you were confident going into it?
Yeah, well, like I said, I know there's probably 10,000 people in that audience that didn't believe in me. But I said to my trainer, as long as you believe in me and I believe in myself, what's stopping us?
Let me ask you this, Kerry. That little period you spent in America, were you based over there? I mean, did you spar and live there or just fight there? And do you think, improve you as a fighter?
Well, yeah, you know, I was based up in Lake Arrowhead. High altitude camp, continuously sparring down in LA with the wild card, in Hollywood gyms, up in Big Bay. So, you know, and I spotted some good fighters, and I wish, you know, people could have been there to see the way I was boxing at the time, because it's really brought me on. And I think since I've come back to the UK, you know, I've produced the goods. Not a lot of people don't give me the credit. Well, and I don't get the credit. But
you're on here tonight, and in all fairness, this is about giving you credit because that's a stunning win on paper. You know, yeah. I saw Proksa win his title out in Germany back in on October the 1st, and he was a terrific fighter that night. He looked a sensational fighter, and you know, you pulled off a brilliant win, and you had to dig in the trenches. It was absolutely fantastic. I know it's early doors, and you should still be celebrating such a great win. But what's planned for you, Kerry? I mean, is there a suggestion you'll fight Proksa in a rematch, or are you going to try and thrust yourself into that little quartet or triangle of other middleweights, Martin Murray, Matt Macklin and Darren Barker? What would you like, and what have you heard might happen?
Well, I've seen a few people put on my Twitter about a fabulous four with myself, Murray, Macklin and Barker. But I'll just fight whoever comes next. And hopefully, I'm not throwing things back in people's faces, but I hope I've gained a bit of acknowledgement of people to say that, yeah, I am a decent fighter, and I am, you know, at the top of British standard at the moment.
So you have no problem in your mind throwing yourself in the mix with any of those guys, and equally, if a Proksa rematch and the money was right, that would be we'd jump at that. Well,
understandably, you know, it was a big occasion, and the atmosphere in Sheffield that night was great. But I think I know what he's all about now, and I think I could go up a level again. You know, I could. I think next time if we boxed, I would box at a better standard again.
It's amazing what belts can do to fighters. They can make good fighters that much better. They seldom make them worse, that's for sure, Kerry.
Yeah. Well, you know, that night, I knew what I was going into. I knew he was a big puncher, but I had so much pride. You know, we won the Grand Slam that day, and I think it did give me that that extra boost and incentive. And if he come at me with sledgehammers in both hands, I think he still wouldn't have stopped me.
Listen, on that almost mythical note, we'll end. Thanks very much, Kerry Hope. Well done, and we'll speak to you again when you hope to get a fight lined up. Kerry Hope there, thank you. Lovely. Did you watch the fight of the weekend, Kerry Hope fight?
Yeah, I watched the fight, Steve.
Good win, wasn't it?
Before I went out, yeah, I watched a good, cracking win. You know, undefeated guy, underdog.
Yeah.
But realistically, I knew Kerry was, like, people who didn't know Kerry, because obviously we boxed in the same gym for ages. I knew he was going to give Proksa a fight. Yeah. You know, and I knew he could pull off an upset. I generally thought that.
You knew he had a big fight, or a few big fights in him from working with him.
I knew that. Yeah, definitely. I knew, obviously, because he'd had a couple of losses, and people would automatically write him off. Then they hadn't seen him in the gym and that. But because I knew his background, I thought he's going to give Proksa a whole lot of trouble and possibly win. I'm glad to see he actually got the victory.
Because you know him well. You know you've been in the gym with him. Can he or could he mix with Barker and Macklin and Murray at the moment, or does he maybe need something else? I mean, it's not like he's a baby; he's 30 years of age.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's it. Kerry, he's 30. So yeah, why not? Why not? He's got plenty of heart. He's a real big heart, nice guy. Lives for the sport. So yeah, I think so.